lot of people ask me what we used to do in the winter up in Alaska. What with the 0-degree cold and only 5 hours of daylight, how did we pass the time? Turns out we do the same thing you do down here when you get the winter flu bug. Fight off the boredom. Only in Alaska we became experts at it. On cold, windy February nights, we'd sit around and ward off cabin fever by looking through the phone book. Well, during my last bout with the flu, I had a chance to look through the Greater Atlanta White Pages, and I'd like to share some of the information I found there with you. There is a contest every year to see who can get listed first in the phone book. The winner this year is the AAAAA Able Rooter Company. A good man is not hard to find in the phone book. Neither is a good friend or a good fellow. There are 62 known crooks listed on page 430. But there are some pretty famous people in the Atlanta phone book, too. Bob Hope is on page 855. Roy Rogers, Dale Evans, and Trigger are also in the White Pages. If you let your fingers do the walking, you can find Oliver Hardy, but not Stan Laurel. I have no doubt the South will rise again, what with 22 Robert E. Lees on page 1038 and 5 Jefferson Davises on page 462. Old soldiers never die, they just get demoted into the phone listings. There is a Major U.S. Grant on page 710. I told you he got demoted. And a rankless George S. Patton on page 1331. There are more animals in the phone book than there are in the zoo. Besides the 118 peacocks, you can find 1 lion, 9 leopards, 6 ducks, 33 mallards, 6 rhinos, and 34 trout. Not to mention the 9 bears, 4 bees, and 3 buffalo. Lots of weather in the phone book, too. There are the frosts on page 633, the winds, the thunders, the snows, and the rains. 5 pickles reside on page 1362, and 78 turnip seeds on page 1749. I bet they're all related. While there are only 3 John Does, there are 167 John Smiths and 15 pages of Johnsons. But no Lyndon B. Johnson. Many of the other presidents are there, though. There's John Q. Adams, Gerald Ford, and John F. Kennedy. 7 Woodrow Wilsons, 8 Andrew Jacksons, and 6 John Tylers. George Washington is there, too. Finally, speaking of politicians, there's one person in the phone book that everyone running for office this year promises to bring back if elected. Mr. Era Bygone. Listed in the phone book as the Bygone Era. And that ends our look back through the phone book. I'm Alan Eustis.